Welcome back to Movement Monday. I'm Erin with Choreographing Our Lives. Today we're playing with some movement in our life that we may avoid or indulge, but maybe not spend a lot of time playing with. Because of the astrology for today in particular, I'm inspired with playing with our fight. And what I specifically want us to play with is, how do we fight something versus how do we fight for something? And what is the difference in how our body feels and how it moves when we are in a fight against versus I am fighting for and moving towards something that's important to me, that's meaningful, right? So immediately in my body, a lot of times we casually use the word, you gotta fight for it, you gotta fight for it. But that's over here more in the what do you want category. But over here, when we're in a fight, there's usually some sort of bracing and holding and contracting and being in ourself going against something else. And we're separate things being against something, right? Or I'm fighting to open this. There is a certain kind of resistance, and it doesn't allow, it's a very specific way to relate fighting, right? To fight something is to have a specific way of relating with it, but it isn't necessarily being in relationship with yourself, with the thing, and having a fight. So the astrology today that inspired me is that it's inviting you to really own a fight that's important to you, that you would want to advocate for, that you would want to move towards. You know, what is your mission? What is important to you? What are you willing to stand up, rise up, and fight for? A lot of times those kinds of mission-driven, meaningful movements have us gathering with, that engine is ready for a fight on the road. So we gather. I kind of wanted to fight that engine. Okay. But when we're fighting for something, we're often with others, moving towards something together. That's relationship. That's relational. Versus having a more divisive, angry, non-relationship forming dynamic. So I invite you today and this week to feel the contrasting energies with something that you're like, ugh. And we all have those urges, and we need safe outlets to get that energy moving. But ultimately, it's so meaningful to have something that's really important to us, that we're willing to gather together and move together to accomplish something. And maybe it takes 30 years to accomplish that, but that's where the journey is there. And when you come up against those moments of having a fight, the invitation is that there's something internally supporting you that can allow you to connect with the humanity of another thing and find some common ground to join and navigate conflict with less fight with the fist and more making yourself known is good for Movement Monday, and inviting ultimately people to gather together. So this is definitely off the cuff and ultimately is meant to inspire you to go, ooh, I got a little something out of that. Maybe it's not the whole thing, maybe some of it or none of it makes sense, but it inspires you to move in a new way, to think about something in a new way. Let me know how it lands. So much love and movement.